Thank you all very much for coming out here today on a very special day for all of us. You know, the word hero is used in a lot of different ways these days. We apply it to folks such as the baseball player that hits the home run in the 9th inning to win the game, or a teenage phenom that has their latest hit record out. But today, we speak of a very special type of hero. Really, people that have earned that title and have earned to be referred to by that word, hero. Today, on this Memorial Day, we celebrate a group of people whose courage and commitment was so tremendous, and their belief in this nation's principles were so great that they were willing to risk and in many instances lose their lives for what they believed in. Look around you as we're out here today at the names on all of these headstones. Folks, those folks are real heroes. And each one of those heroes has a story worth remembering and worth repeating. Over 370 now veterans and dependents have been interred here at this cemetery since we opened it up in August of 2008. That's one almost every 3 days. Around Kentucky, almost 4,000 people are interred in our 4 state-run veteran cemeteries. Their final resting place, this final resting place, is indeed hallowed ground. As President Lincoln suggested in his Gettysburg Address many, many years ago, the ground was made hallowed ground, not by our words. It was made hallowed ground by their deeds, by their actions. And today we have the special privilege of dedicating this memorial carillon, the bell tower, here at the Kentucky Veteran Cemetery North. Its music will be a beautiful reminder of the sanctity of this place each and every day. I want to thank all of those responsible for that project. The AMVETS National Service Foundation, the Kentucky Veterans Program Trust Fund, and all of the other folks whose generous donations and hard work helped make that carillon happen. It's fitting that the music will play year-round because our tribute to these folks needs to be year-round. Memorial Day, as we all know, is a perfect time to acknowledge our veterans and their sacrifices. But we must not relegate our gratitude to this single day every year. In reality, their sacrifice is one that we should and must remember each and every day of every year. We owe them at least that much. We owe them much more. And we must especially never forget that even as I utter these words here today, men and women, and yes, Kentuckians, face danger on the other side of the world. Hundreds of soldiers born in Kentucky or trained in Kentucky have died in the Middle East over the last few years. Many thousands are fighting there today to preserve the freedom that we enjoy here today. The fighting is distant, but their courage must be held close to our hearts. How fortunate we are, how fortunate we are to have these brave men and women protecting us as they are. And I'd like for us to give a round of applause to those that are serving right now. fortunate we are that they have the courage, that they have the commitment to stand fast in the face of battle. Words alone are insufficient. Actions are needed to show our support and our respect. And as governor over the last 3 years, I have thoroughly enjoyed working with the Kentucky Department of Veterans Affairs, the legislature, and others to help soldiers, to help veterans, to help their families deal with financial hardships, overcome logistical nightmares, and to gain some deserving recognition. We've all supported a number of initiatives and have advocated for legislation to make that support even more tangible. We've opened new cemeteries and care centers. We exempted active duty military personnel from paying Kentucky income tax. We gave veterans preference in state hiring. And we've expanded use of the Military Family Assistance Trust Fund. Today, I want to further show my gratitude, the gratitude of this entire state, by kicking off what I call the 11-11-11 initiative. The name refers to the date later this year for Veterans Day, which falls in 2011 on November 11th. So in the 5 months between today, Memorial Day, and Veterans Day, we're planning to bring special attention to efforts to highlight and honor Kentucky's veterans. Among other events around the state, we will participate in the unveiling of the Medal of Honor plaque at the state capitol, the annual VA Hospitals Welcome Home event that honors veterans who have recently served, the 20th anniversary of the Wilmore Thompson Hood Veterans Center, which provides nursing care and rehabilitation for Kentucky veterans. And yes, we are going to come together with our different veterans organizations, our military organizations, through Ken Lucas's office, and plan a very special 11-11-11 celebration on November 11th this year on Veterans Day. We can never repay the huge debt that we owe our veterans, especially those who died in battle. But you know something? We can try. We can try. And as governor of this state, as a former member of the United States Army Reserve, and as a citizen of this great nation, I am awed by the courage, by the dedication, and by the sacrifice of our veterans. And I know that every Kentuckian joins with me in those feelings. It's said that a nation can be judged by those that it emulates, by its heroes. Well, folks, here in Kentucky, every Kentuckian tries to emulate our military veterans because they are truly our heroes. Thank you all very much for listening.